Observation Log 6. Begin. The movie 9 from the year 2009 is weird and grim, but different, and so very much interesting. After just recently rewatching this movie, I must say it's definitely one of a kind. Well, as far as post-apocalyptic movies go. However, this movie isn't just post-apocalyptic. It takes a different path. It's not even about humanity, because humans are gone. Rather, it's about these little dolls brought to life through black magic and mad science. And these dolls are trying to survive through the wasteland. Now, before I go any further into this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button. It's highly appreciated. Now, in order to understand the things taking place in the story of 9 as it is now, well, not now as in now, but now then, we gotta look into the past. How did all this carnage take place? So, it's the 1940s, and it's a pretty bad time. War, famine, the works. And this chancellor of this very familiar looking nation wants to build an army of robots alongside this scientist. So the scientist builds this super intelligent robot AI using a little black magic here and a sprinkle of science there with a little bit of code on top, all in order to save the world. But nope, the chancellor barges in and confiscates the robot before it's completed in order to use it to build a robot army to take over the world, because the robot is designed to create other robots, and the robot army does indeed take over the world, and humans are wiped out by the robots. And the scientist, as a last-ditch effort, fragments his soul into these little doll effigies. Though they're not even 5 foot, but that's neither here nor there. So that's how we get here, where we are at the beginning of the story, with the doll 9 waking up. He is the last one the doctor could make before he died. By the way, it's important to realize that 9 isn't just a post-apocalyptic movie, as I said before. It's also about uncontrollable artificial intelligence, AI gone mad, which turns against humans eventually, which it does. They always do. But what makes this robot different? This AI is special because it was made through technological wizardry, a combination of the occult and the machine. Technomancy, I think. It's a robot that requires a talisman with 3 seals on it in order to absorb souls. And the scientist purposefully made it this way. And there is no way he did not know something like this could possibly happen. And this talisman is the same one that he made the dolls with. So that makes me wonder something. If the scientist initially made this robot to create other robots for the betterment of humanity, why does it have a feature that sucks soul? And why did it kill humans, or even have the need to? Well, it's because of the talisman. The robot must have had fragments of the doctor's soul, and when confiscated by the chancellor, it must have absorbed some fragments of the chancellor's soul, hence getting a little bit of its desires from every soul it absorbs. I think it works that way. Now, which ends up, and hence it started killing and conquering the earth to such an extent that all human life on earth is gone. This movie presents AI from a unique lens, a spiritual lens. The robot's AI, since it had some occultic elements and soul-snatching abilities in its design, it probably got demon-possessed or something. But this movie and the nine dolls each have pieces of the scientist's soul, but they each have different personalities and purposes. I just wanted to make that part clear. It's pretty obvious though. Yeah. Now, here's another interesting part we find throughout the story. The doll 6, he's this crazy prophet who has a key around his neck, tells 9, their light bearer, to seek the source of the talisman, And the source of the talisman is the scientist. Because of him, and other variables of course, mostly him though, built a robot with an AI designed to build other robots after its own kind, and it ended up building a robot army and killing all humanity. But that's because the robot is flawed, because of the fact it snatches souls, and the souls it snatches are flawed. So because of the occultic means that the scientist used to build the robot, the scientist blames himself for its flaws, and I think he gave that robot a piece of his soul. And because the scientist is as flawed as everyone else, the robot just wants to absorb the soul of the scientist fragmented in the dolls. It wants to feel whole. The robot, I mean. It wants a soul for itself, a full soul from its creator. But speaking of souls and creators, the doll, number one, he's pretty interesting because during the war of man and machine, number one leads the dolls to a broken cathedral. I mean, he says it himself.
The gas killed everything. I led us here to sanctuary.
Though it seems the writers were trying to convey number one and the situation like some theme of brokenness, that man and his religious structures are broken by machine and dead. But in another lens, the dolls having human souls was salvaged by hiding in a church. And 9 comes like a prophet or a light bearer to lead the dolls out of their fear and complacency and face the demons at the door in order to finally end the war between men and machine. I guess through some divine intervention, humanity won. Well, kind of. So this movie was quite fascinating, grim, kind of scary, really somber, with a lot of dread in the atmosphere. It's a view of the robot AI apocalypse where humans completely lost. The robots didn't need to use humans as batteries like in the Matrix. There was no resistance like in Terminator. Just absolute carnage and annihilation, where the only things left on Earth to tell a story about is these little dolls. Log number 6 complete.